good morning. We're going to talk today about combining like terms. Now, your teacher might have used a word like collecting like terms, combining like terms, or they might just have used the word simplify. Okay, a lot of times on an algebra worksheet, you will just have the word simplify, and then you'll have different problems to do. So before we get started, let's make sure we have all our supplies, please. We need some colored markers or colored pencils, maybe even some different colored dry erase markers if you can have access to those. All right, and of course you will need your worksheet that we're working on today and a writing utensil. Some scrap paper would be nice too. All right, so again, the standard that we're working on today is algebra and functions, and it's standard 8.1. Solving equations, collecting like terms. And again, your teacher might use the word combining like terms, like here on our worksheet, or the worksheet might use the instructions simplify. Those are three things that all mean the same thing. All right, so let's look at number 1. You have x plus 2x. I want you to think about when you were a little kid and you had different kinds of blocks and you had to sort them out, okay? All we're doing here when we're combining like terms, collecting like terms, or simplifying equations is really just sorting out blocks. In fact, when I teach my own children this at home, I like to use the phrase, putting my friends together. So your teacher might call it collecting like terms, but as a mom, I might say, put your friends together. So like for number 1, you have an x and you have a 2x. 1x plus 2x is 3x. However, if you have a question that has 1x plus 2y plus 3z, there's no way to simplify this equation. Your friends are already together. So this equation is complete as written. You have 1x, 2 y's, and 3 z's. In algebra, you can't combine things that are not alike. So I can't put my blue, my orange, and my green together. They have to be separate. So this is as simplified as we can make these terms. If you were someone who liked animals, I would say, these are cats, these are dogs, and these are hamsters. You can't put them in the same cage. They don't get along. If you were someone that liked cars, I would say, this is a car, this is a truck, and this is a motorcycle. You can't drive them the same. You can't store them in the same garage. So you have to be able to collect things that are alike and put them together. All right, so let's look at a problem like number 10 that says x squared plus 2x squared. These can be friends. These can be the same colors. An x squared is just a thing. A 2x squared is a thing, but because the coefficient is different, I can add them together, but the exponent is the same, I can add them together. So 1x squared plus 2x squared is simply 3x squared. Now again, if I have a problem that has different things in it, different colors, different animals, different kinds of cookies. Let's say you like cookies and you have a problem that says 3x minus 4y equals simplify this problem anymore because these cookies are X's and these Y's are chocolate chip and these are oatmeal raisin, and you can't put them together. So this is as much as I can do with the problem. Okay? So those are the simple problems that we have at the top of the worksheet. Now let's look at the middle section of the worksheet that has some more complicated problems. Let's look at number 19. One thing that students struggle with when they see letters and numbers together in their problem is they always think they have to get it down to one item. But you're not always looking for an answer. You're not always looking for one thing. The answer to problems like the second part of the worksheet is not going to be 3. You may have a very long answer when you get done because you're not solving for a single thing. You are only combining like terms, putting your friends together, collecting like terms as our standard says. So let's look at like problem number 19 that says 2x squared plus 3 plus 3x minus 1. I've color-coded these in my blocks, and I've also color-coded them on the worksheet. Lots of times you'll need to do this in the beginning while you're practicing combining like terms, but then eventually you'll be able to see it in your mind and you won't have to color-code everything. But for right now, it is absolutely no shame in your game if you get your colored pencils and you color-code everything. In fact, you could even have some help where you said, I'm going to start at the beginning of the worksheet, and every time I see an x squared, I'm going to make it green. This is a great way to start your path to combining like terms. If you're a visual learner, this is a great way to make sure that you're not missing anything as you go. So if I make everything on my worksheet green for x squared, then if I had any y's, I could make them blue. Let's see, do we have any y's? Oh, there's one, there's one, there's one. And you can go ahead and you can do this at the very beginning before you ever start on your worksheet. Go ahead and color code everything. Use as many different colors as you need because that helps you visualize what I need to put together, what I'm combining. Alright, so let's look at number 19 specifically. I have 2x squared plus 3 plus 3x minus 1. Now, just like we were doing with the blocks earlier, you know that plus 3 minus 1, if I have 3 and I take 1 away, then that's 2. So this part of my equation goes away. I have plus 2, okay? Then the only pieces of my puzzle I have left are 2x squared plus 3x. I cannot combine these any further. I cannot put these together. This is a chocolate chip cookie. This is an oatmeal raisin cookie. They cannot go on the same plate. So the answer to number 19 is 2x squared plus 3x plus 2. This entire answer is what you write on your paper. I think the biggest obstacle that most students have when they start combining like terms is they think they're looking for one answer. They want the answer to this problem to be 12. That's not what you're looking for. You're not looking for an answer. You are simplifying. All right, let's do one more of these. Let's look at number 22. I have 2y plus x plus 3x minus y. Okay, Notice again that if you color code everything before you ever start doing your worksheet at all, that you will be able to have a visual picture of what I can group together. So in this problem, I have 2 y's minus a y. Well, you know that 2 minus 1 is 1. So I have 1y, and this goes away. And then I have 1x plus 3x. 1 plus 3 is 4. So my answer for this whole problem, whoops, let's change colors. I like to keep everything very visual, is 1y plus 4x. Now I have used all 4 pieces of my equation, and this is my answer. All right. Now we're going to work on some problems where you color code everything and then you show me your work. Thanks guys, hope this has helped.